Hello everybody and welcome back to the United Stand. This is Ten Hag's best 11 for the upcoming fixtures, and I'm not including injured players, so if you want your Shaws and your Martinez's in, which I ideally would, we can't do that because this is Ten Hag's best 11 for the upcoming fixtures. And I want to get your guys' opinions as well in the comments, because I think you could line up 10 different United fans and have 10 different starting 11s at this moment in time. It's so controversial which players you would put in your starting 11. So this is what I'm going with for Ten Hag's best 11. And the first one, even the goalkeeper, that is meant to be the most solid position in the team, is one that's up for debate in the fan base at the minute. Loads of people are saying maybe Bayindir should come in. Certain people are saying stick with Onana. Well, I have stuck with Onana, as you guys would expect. I just think to take Onana out now, his confidence is already low. You would absolutely crush it. And then if Bayindir isn't good enough, you've got a real problem where you've got two keepers where Onana's confidence is absolutely crushed and Bayindir might not be good enough. I'm going to be honest, I've not watched Fenerbahce loads. I don't know how good Bayindir is. He was brought in for the number 2, Onana was brought in for the number 1. Let's get behind him. He did have 10 clean sheets in the Champions League last year. That doesn't automatically just go away. The defence are responsible for a lot of issues, and the midfield and the strikers so far. The whole team has been poor, but Onana has been really poor so far, but I am going to back him and I'm going to stick with him. Next, at right back, it has to be Dalot. Has had some iffy moments so far through the season, but he's been solid enough, and there's no other alternate at right back. That's literally where you're at with Dalot. There's no other alternate. I do think he's had some good moments. He's been linking up quite well with the right winger, whoever does play there, and he has got forward quite well. But that mistake against Zaha, it just kind of fills in my memory. So Dalot for me stays in purely just because there's nobody else. Then the centre-backs, I have Varane and Evans. Varane had a minor injury. It looks like he's going to be back. He's won 100% of his aerial duels so far this season. I mean, I think Varane is underrated without the whole Premier League, without throughout all the fans, opposition fans, our fans even. Sometimes his passing isn't the best, but sometimes it can be really good. You get hit and miss with Varane in that sense, but what isn't hit and miss, his defending is always top notch, and I do think he organises that back line very, very well. And then there's a left-sided centre-back. This was a really interesting one, and Maguire even creeps into my mind a little bit, which is absolutely crazy that I was debating putting Maguire in a starting 11 for Man United, because I just don't think he's anywhere near good enough, and I wanted him gone in the summer. Ricky's going to be dialing me up. He's going to be dialing me up saying, you've seen the light, darling. I have seen the light a little bit. I've gone with Johnny Evans as the left-sided centre-back. And the reason I've gone with Johnny Evans is 2 starts, 2 wins. You could say the same for Maguire in the Palace and the Cup game, I suppose. But for me, Johnny Evans is just a little bit more assured. He's a little bit less nervous. I feel more comfortable when I see him there. With Maguire, the nerves do sort of kick in. But Maguire, to be fair to him, got the assist for the winning goal against Brentford and has looked good in the times he's played. But for the experience and for what I've seen of Johnny Evans so far, I think seeing him next to Varane would be really, really interesting. So I do want to kind of see him play in that game. Left back, Reguilón is back. Thank God we actually have a fit enough left back in this team. We have been in dire need. I'm sorry, Lindelof at left back just wasn't the one, was it? Neither was Amrabat. He looks so unsure at left back. And I know I saw loads of people criticising him. He is a midfielder. We need a left back playing at left back. And I'm going to be honest, Reguilón really impressed me when he came in. People can say, you know, he's playing for a contract, or he's only playing well because he wants a contract. What do you want him to do? Come in and play really poorly? I thought he showed hunger, he showed aggression, he got forward really well, he took his man on, he got the cross in. Is exactly what I want from a modern-day fullback, going up and down the line. Defensively, he's not really been tested too much yet, but I thought he did pretty well against Bayern Munich, and that's a big test. So I'm happy with Reguilón filling in at left-back, and we just need a left-back fit desperately. Now, the midfield 3, this is where it gets interesting. So, I have dropped Casemiro. I have dropped Casemiro, everyone, and I know what people are going to say, but Beth, he's got this many goals, he's got this many assists, he's a CDM. All season he's been sloppy, he's not tracked his runners. For me, Casemiro is like 1 worldy pass and then 10 really sloppy ones, putting us under pressure. I think it's time for him to have a break out this team. Not permanently, but for now, he's just not been good enough. And when Amrabat played the DM role against Brentford, I know Brentford was sitting back because he scored that goal, but he just kept it simpler. Passed the ball, found a red shirt, looks up and finds a red shirt, and it keeps possession, and that's so vital. Having someone there who can control your midfield is so vital, and I think we should let Amrabat play his best position, so I've gone with Amrabat. Then with the 2 8s, I've gone with Mount comes in first, and people don't like Mount and Bruno in the same team, but tough. I think Mount doesn't deserve to be dropped, and Bruno's always going to play because he's captain. I would actually play Bruno more as an 8, because I think Bruno as an 8 is more disciplined and doesn't give the ball away as much. Let's be honest, Bruno's form has stank recently. He's stank Old Trafford out. He's not been very good. But we know there is such a good player there. I think when push comes to shove, probably the best player we have at Manchester United. He starts for me still as captain, and I think Mount was brought in to do a role. I'd like to see him play as a 10 and Bruno plays the 8. That's the way I'm going with it. Next up with the front three. This is got some question marks. It's got some question marks. I'll let you get in the comments, get your opinions in. I was going back and forth on this. I could not decide. But this is what I've gone with. Off the right wing, we have Anthony Dos Santos. Erik ten Hag bought him in, 90 million. Did we overpay by 50 mil? Yes, we did. He's nowhere near a 90 million player. Is he only 22, and does he have the fight and the desire and the hunger to be a Manchester United player? I think he does. We also have barely seen him play with Højlund, and I think, you know, when he was at Ajax, when he had Heller there playing as a striker, that's where you got the best out of Anthony. So I really want to kind of see him play with a striker and see what he can do. He tracks back really well. He's part of a system. He gets stuck in. I also think when we're on the counter-attack, he's often the player that's first out to bring it out and carry the ball up the pitch. Needs to get the final ball right, and I want to see him use his right foot more. But I do think there's so much more to come from Anthony, and you can't knock his work rate, his desire, how much he helps Dalot. I just think their link-up massively needs to improve, but I have gone with Anthony on the right wing. Then on the left wing, yes. Marcus Rashford has been dropped, and this was a really tough decision for me to make. I was debating playing Rashford on the right, I really was, and I nearly put him in over Anthony. Because obviously against Galatasaray, he got that great cross in for Højlund off the right. He had that chance where he passed it to Bruno when he probably should have shot from the right. He's looked quite threatening on the right recently, and I've always liked to see, you know, a right footer on the right wing, someone who can get crosses into the box for Højlund and to feed Højlund. But he's said many times he prefers playing on the left. Erik ten Hag prefers to play him on the left. So I've judged him as a left winger, and he's just not cutting it. He's just not cutting it. His form has fell off a cliff. People will talk about his work rate, whether Erik ten Hag tells him to get back or play on, you know, play the highest player forward and kind of be on the line of the defender, be on the defender's shoulder. Ten Hag has probably told him to do that, but Rashford's just not making the right decisions, and over the course of 90 minutes, he's just not been good enough. People will tell me, well, Garnacho's only an impact player. I think Rashford's only an impact player right now because he's not providing anything over the course of 90 minutes, and I love Rashford, but he's breaking down our attacks. He's just not doing enough for me. So on the left, I have gone with Alejandro Garnacho. There was shouts for Martial. I think still just bringing him on is a good way to go with Martial. I don't know if he can play a full game, and I do worry about his injuries. Garnacho, for me, has shown enough to start in that left wing spot. Very crucial to our win against Brentford. The cross he got in the box, I think it was for the first goal. Just the overall play, the way you can twist and turn defenders and get a really good cross into the box. Them low crosses that he gets into the box, they can go anywhere, and it really helped us out against Brentford. He got a goal from starting in the Palace in the Cup. I think he's done enough to secure a spot on the left wing. Now my striker would be Rasmus Højlund. I don't think there's any debate on this. He's come in, he's been the shining light, he's been our best signing so far. 20 years old, he's got everything. He's got the physicality, he's got the pace, he's got anticipation, he's got link-up play, he gets his head up. Yes, he's raw. Yes, you know, there's certain things he needs to work on and develop, but the future is so bright, and I think this is a signing that Erik ten Hag and Manchester United have got right, and he just looks so promising. I just hope he doesn't get Unitedified and we end up ruining him, but he looks brilliant so far. So there's no debates for me that he starts as number 9. Then when I look at the subs bench, Rashford and Martial is who I'd bring on as subs for Anthony and Garnacho. Rashford off the bench, I think his pace, his acceleration, his dribbling, can go in at tired legs, can be massive for us. And then I think when you have Martial, that link-up play, I'd like to see Højlund on the same pitch as Martial, but just easing him into the team. And Rashford and Martial often have worked well together in the past, so they'd be the subs. Some people calling for McTominay. 2 goals, brilliant, but again, still an impact sub for me, not a starter. I'm not going to change my decision after 2 goals. Eriksen can come on and change the game, and then you've also got Casemiro as a goal threat as well, but when you're looking at Casemiro, he's a DM. So I need him to work on his role as a DM. But everyone, that is the best 11 that I think Ten Hag can put out in the future games coming up, and that can get us the best chance of getting 3 points. Changes need to be made. certain stars need to be dropped. But get in the comments, do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm sure so many people are going to disagree with this. Some people will agree. I really want to hear your guys' thoughts. But thank you everyone for watching. Let's see what Ten Hag does in the upcoming fixtures, and hopefully this can be a winning start for us. Make sure you like the video whether you agree with or disagree with me or not. Really fun to do these interactive videos, and I will see you on the next one.